Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday, June 11th. Busy day today. Very, very busy day. I've got like back to back phone calls today, or meetings, I should say, Zoom calls. I've got some coaching calls that I'm doing. I am doing a podcast episode with one of our Brand Creators Academy members. Octavio will be with me today. We're going to record that. So really excited to jump on the calls today and help some people out and connect with some people. So really excited about that. I'm sure that I'll have some takeaways from these calls, by the way, because I'll be digging into pretty much 4 or 5 different businesses. And I always learn by digging through people's businesses. So it's always fun and always learning stuff. So super excited to be jumping on today and discussing something that I think is going to be beneficial for everyone here. And this actually came from, I believe it was yesterday's or maybe the day before. And the question was, how do I promote the content once it's published? So we create the content, we take all the time to create the content. How do we actually promote it? So I've came up with 5 different ways that you can promote your content. 3 of them are like critical. Like, well, I'd say one of them is a no-brainer. I would say probably all 3, the top 3 are the simplest and probably the ones that you could do as far as get into a routine of promoting these pieces of content. So that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you guys 5 ways to promote your content. So what I also wanted to do here before we do a jump in, I wanted to remind you guys that, well, if you haven't invited a friend to our coffee talk or our morning take action show, or whatever we want to call it, our take action crew, do me a favor and share it with someone. Email someone with a link to the Facebook page or maybe to the YouTube channel, or however, it doesn't matter. You can share it through Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter. However, I do want this to get out to more people that need it and that want to join us in the mornings to really kick off our day and come up with motivation, inspiration, but also action steps that we can actually do. So that's what I want to be doing here in the future, is really showing up and helping you guys. The other thing is if you guys have something that you want me to drill a little bit deeper into, drop it in the comments. Even if you said it before, say it again, drop it in the comments and let me know. The other thing I do want to bring up here, if you are on this call or if you're watching this later and you're part of our Pinterest traffic workshop that's going on right now, we're in week 2 of it right now. If you're in that, we're doing our live Saturday call. I sent out an email this morning, so I just wanted to remind you, if you are in that group, you should have received an email. We are going to be doing it at the same time, Saturday at noon. And we'll be jumping on there doing some Pinterest account reviews, and we'll also be answering some live Q&A. So really excited. Last week's was really awesome. We had a bunch of people show up live, great questions, great reviews, and we're looking forward to doing it again. And yeah, super excited about that. So who do we got hanging out with us? We got Karen in the house. What's up, Karen? Kate in the house. What's up? Good morning to you. Jennifer, good morning. Winston, good morning, sir. How are you? What's new? Hey, well, a lot's new, I guess. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world, which I think we all should be, we should be listening and learning and trying to become better human beings from it. So let me just kind of throw that out there. I think it's important that we do that. I've been doing that myself. Todd Herman yesterday had a gentleman on, which was really awesome. And yeah, I'm just listening and learning and trying to figure out how we can all better ourselves from this and really just be better people and be a better world. I think it's long overdue, and I think we need to do that. Salama, what's up? Hello to you. Troy, hey, what's up, my man? A good video the other day too, Troy. I seen that you just posted another YouTube video for your channel. Great job, man. Consistency is key. We all know that. Good morning, Rebecca. Justin's in the house. Morning, crew. Hey, Justin, what was that saying you said the other day? Was it oh gosh, what was it? Brand rockers. That was Octavio. And then Justin said that would be a good shirt. Yeah, brand rockers. I love that. I'm definitely going to have to look into getting a shirt on that one. Do you syndicate your content across many platforms, social media, Reddit, etc.? Derek's already asking a question. I love you, Derek. I love it how you're just asking questions right away. It's awesome. So let's talk about that. We will talk about that when I get into these 5 different areas that we can promote our content once it's created. What's up, James? Yeah, Winston. All right, cool. So let's do this real quick. Let me poll you guys and let's see how many of you are currently creating content. All right. So just give me a yes, I'm creating content. No, I'm not yet, or whatever. Right. Let me know in the comments who is currently creating content. And then we can kind of go a little bit deeper there. Because I do have, like I said, I've got five different areas that we can promote our content. And there's really just a process to follow when you are creating content, because it's one thing to create the content. It's one thing to get it amplified, right? To get it out there to more viewers. And actually this morning, I literally just got done with one of these to promote a piece of content that we're creating in a separate brand that is our case study inside of Brand Creators Academy, which, by the way, I probably should mention that. We are opening Brand Creators Academy July 6th. So if you're watching this and it's before July 6th and you wanted to join Brand Creators Academy, you know that we're closed currently. We're opening enrollment for 5 days starting July 6th. So there you go. I just want to let you guys know that. All right. So let me see here. Let me see in the comments if anyone, let's see. Okay, cool. A lot of yeses. Yes. Yes. Winston. Yes. Terry. Yes. Karen. Yes. Organized with Grace. Yes. Jennifer. Yes. Yes. I post every Tuesday for my podcast. Awesome job. How many episodes you got so far, Winston? Brent. Yes. Derek. Yes. Kate. Yes. Creating content. Justin. Yes. Creating content. Don't forget to sip your coffee. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. And James says, yes, creating content. Actually, yesterday, I just started going from 1 a week to 5 a week. Whoa, that's a lot. Make sure that you can keep up with that. Okay. Don't overextend yourself. All right, cool. So let's get to it. Okay. So first off, here, what I'm going to share with you is after we create the piece of content. Okay. Now, let's just say that piece of content is in this case, let's just call it a piece of written content. Now, the reason why I love written content is, number one, it's indexed by Google. Okay. Google is the major search engine that we want to get eyeballs on, right? Or from, right? We want to get traffic from Google. People do a search, they find our article. It's there. It's evergreen, right? So the first step is always creating the content. And we've went over different ways to find keywords and all of that stuff, right? But let's just say we have our long tail keyword. We create that great piece of content. We post it and then we sit and wait, right? We sit and we wait to get our content found, right? So if all we do is just do that, we're going to wait and we could get ranked. It might take 7 months. It might take 2 months. It might take 2 weeks. Don't know, right? It's just, there's no certain like time frame that you can bank on. But what we can do is we can draw attention to that piece of content, right? So the very first thing that we will do, and this doesn't happen for all the posts. If it's a very question-based post, like maybe can you catch bass with worms, with rubber worms? That one there might not be really able to use this one. And that is emailing your list. So if you currently have an email list, and I don't care if it's 10 people or 100 people or 5,000 people, doesn't really matter. What matters is that you then let other people know about it. Okay. So the first thing that we will do once that piece of content is created and it's fully optimized and we've kind of ran it through, like that process, right? It's sitting there and we're ready to kind of take our hand off of it. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to email the list. All right. Now, if it was, let's see, best fishing lures to catch more bass, and then you might put in brackets, number 3 is my favorite. Again, we talked about that in a past coffee talk, and you might want to go back to those coffee talks that we've done in the past because that one there was a good one. That was email subject lines. So I'll drop it in the description in this video, and then put it up somewhere on this screen, preferably here if you're on YouTube. But if you are watching this on YouTube later, probably find it in the description. But what that allows us to do is then draw attention to this post. So, like we might send an email out, and you might get 100 people to actually click on the link to go see it. Well, that's 100 people that we get to go to that instantly. Now, the thing that this does is it also allows us to do a couple other things once we fully optimized it. Okay. So, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But the email, what it does is it allows us to get traffic to it very, very quickly. Okay. And the other thing is on our website, if we've done our job as far as allowing it to be shared easily, which there's share widgets that you can put on your post, this will allow you to also get people to share it. Okay. Not just on Facebook, but just share it. It'll have a Facebook share feature. It might have a Pinterest pin, hover over. It might have LinkedIn, if that's your market. It might have, what's another one? It won't have Instagram. You can't really do that with that. It might be Reddit. It could be any of those social platforms, right? To be able to be shared. But we need to bring attention to that post. So an email list is a really, really great way of doing it. And that's why I talk a lot about building your email list. Now, let me just be totally honest with you. Okay. There's two brands that we're building inside of Brand Creators Academy. One of them, we have an email list. The other one, we don't. Okay. Now, traffic wise, they're about neck and neck. The one site is it went a little bit ahead of it this past month. We were at like 31,000 page views. The other one was like 27,000, a little bit behind. The one that is growing quicker right now, we do have an email list. I don't believe that that's the reason why it's growing right now. I just think that some of the content is starting to get indexed and it's starting to, really get some traction. But it definitely helps to get eyeballs on it. So that way there, if you have affiliate links in there, people could buy. If you are getting paid per impression through Ezoic ads, for example, that's going to increase the amount of impressions you get. So you can get paid there. So that way we are getting our content out there a lot quicker. So email is like number one if you have an email list. If you don't, well, the next thing would be, regardless, you should have a Facebook page for your brand. So I don't care if you're planning on posting there every day or not. A Facebook page just gives you branding and it gives you another piece of real estate that resides on Facebook. Also, if you ever want to run Facebook ads, which I think that you should eventually, that will give you that opportunity because you're going to need a Facebook fan page. So you might as well secure it. You might as well start posting some of your blog content there, right? So you post the piece of content. You then take that piece of content, write a little blurb about it, and then you embed the link to your blog post on your Facebook page. Why not, right? Now, the other cool thing is, and I know some of you, and I think Mel was on yesterday, and she's doing some Facebook Lives. And what's cool about that is when you do Facebook Lives, you start to get some traffic coming from those Facebook Lives. And then that starts to get your page a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more, friendly with the Facebook algorithm, right? So now when you post a piece of your content, you have a greater chance for you to be able to reach more people, right? So we're kind of taking the algorithm, we're getting more attention to it. Facebook is starting to open it up a little bit to us. And then from there, we can have our piece of content that could also be shared. Now, the reason why I'm saying not in a Facebook group, in a group, you cannot share if it's a private group. You can only share from a Facebook fan page. So what we'll do a lot of times is we'll post it in the fan page and then share that in a group. Okay. That's how you would do that. But you might as well share it wherever you can. Okay. And again, you should definitely have those share features on the blog post itself. So that's how you would promote that piece. All right. The third thing here, and this is actually part of our internal process now, is using Pinterest. All right. So the very first thing when that post is written, okay, we are creating a pin that supports that post. That pin is then being embedded into the blog post. So like I said, let's say I take the email, okay, or the email list, and I let them know about a piece of content. They go there. They see there's a hover over feature on the images that we have within there or on the post itself. But also there's one specific image that is created just for that post, right? And now this allows them the people that are visiting, let's say it's 100 people. Let's say that 20 of those people want to pin it to their Pinterest account. They're going to hover over that image and they're going to link it back to their board, which is now going to reside on their account, which leads people back to our post. So you see what we just did there, right? So that's just one simple thing that if all you do with Pinterest is do that, it allows them to at least pin it to Pinterest, even if you weren't using the Pinterest side of things for traffic, right? Because they're going to do the work for you, right? But that's how you can kind of speed that process up if you are driving email subscribers there. Okay. So that's number 3. So number 1, email list, email it. Okay. And that's why I like coming up with, let's post once a week minimum. And then we send out 1 email per week. That way there, you know what you're going to send your email list. Okay. So it takes care of that. And then the second thing is posting it to your Facebook fan page. Okay. And then number 3 is making sure that you're using Pinterest as far as taking a pin and creating it, a pinnable image on your blog post and then embedding it there. Now, to take that a step further with Pinterest, the other side of it to promote that is to make additional pins that reside on your best of boards or your other random boards that you're posting other people's stuff to. And then now you're creating 3 or 4 or maybe even more, depending, different different awarenesses of this by you creating a pin that resides on multiple boards. Because if one board gets found on a Google search because you titled that keyword or that board with a specific keyword and it gets found, well, that pin resides on there. It might also reside on 2 other boards, right? But those boards didn't get found. So again, that's what I would do there. Okay. So there's 3 different ways. If that's all you do, you're going to be well ahead of what other people are doing. Okay. Now, number 4, this is going to require a little bit more work. And also it's going to be hit or miss. And that's what we call guest blogging. So what you would want to do is you would want to reach out to other bloggers in your industry. And then you would want to see if you could write for their blog. Now, what's going to happen here is they're going to want original content. So you're going to create a piece of content for them, for their blog. And then you'll just have a link that will drive people to another article that you wrote or a blog post that you wrote or a YouTube video or wherever you want to drive them. That's what you get for that. You also will get a link that's pointing from their site to your site. So there's that part of it too, right? But if you're writing an epic post, that's where I would get into guest blogging. And that's where you would reach out to people and go, hey, I'd love to write for you. I love what you do. Is there any way I could write on this topic? I know that your audience would probably enjoy it and they would learn from it, and I would love to share it. And then they may say yes. And because now they're looking for new content that's going to be only on their site. Now you cannot take that same piece of content and then publish it on your site. Can't do that. It's got to be original for them. So when I said it's a little bit more work, it is in a sense that you're going to have to create another article about the article that you're driving people to or the piece of content. But that's another great way because their traffic is going to now become your traffic, right? In a sense. The other thing I would do too is any type of guest blogging that you do, make sure when they land on that page, you have some way of collecting emails. Okay. Whether it's a pop-up, whether it's maybe in the sidebar, maybe it's a top banner, you want to be collecting emails because every person that lands on your site now, you can start to collect and build an email list. Another thing to do there, and I'm not trying to throw too much stuff at you, but this is how we do this, is you're going to want to make sure that you have a Facebook pixel installed on your website. So this way here, you're also building a custom audience in Facebook, even if you're never going to use it right now, right? Because that way there, you're building that, which is, again, it's for another conversation and it's probably way down the road for you, but at least you're building that behind the scenes without doing anything. All right. So that's number 4. And so let's just kind of recap here again. Email list, send them an email. Facebook page or group, Pinterest pins, and then guest blogging. All right. That's 4. Number 5 is then just share it on your social platforms if you have them. Okay. Twitter, if you have a Twitter account, LinkedIn, if you have a LinkedIn account, Instagram, if you have an Instagram account, right? You might as well, right? Even if you don't get that much reach, you might as well put it on there, right? Why not, right? If you're using TikTok, put it on TikTok, so whatever you have access to, you might as well just repurpose it there. Okay. So those are the 5 that I would focus on. The 3 are the ones that are the most important in my book. Okay. The other ones are going to be kind of hit or miss, right? The three are going to perform. They're going to help you promote that piece of content. All right. Now, a little bonus tip here. If you are creating a post that is delivering more or less a how-to, and let's say that you have a checklist of some kind on there, well, and you're capturing emails, that post could actually turn into somewhat of a lead magnet. So then you could take Facebook ads and you can drive to that post. But you got to be careful here, because Facebook ads, you're going to spend money. They're going to spend your money. So you better find a way to either pixel the audience, have a Facebook pixel on that post or on your website, and have an email capture. All right. And once you email capture them, you better have a way that you can turn that into money. Okay. Down the line. So yesterday we talked about digital products and digital assets, right? So a simple thing there could be, and my good friend Cassidy, who I mentioned yesterday, who does blogging in the succulents world, she has like a free little cheat sheet, right? And then from there, it leads people over to her succulents cards that you can print out. And I think there's like 100 of them. And she offers them for like 50% off. So they're like $10. And then on the back end of that, you can buy 4 of her ebooks for, I think it's like $25, right? So you get another 50% off there. If you have that built and you have a front end email capture, or you have a lead magnet that will get the email, but then also sell on the back end, then you can start thinking about Facebook ads. If you don't have a way that you're going to turn that into money, okay, then I would hold off on that. Okay. I would hold off on that because that method right there will cost you more per email address. Okay. If you want to get an email list built fast and with a quality, I think I would rather say like it's quality, but it's less quality than a lead magnet. Okay. Or this type of lead magnet. And that is doing a giveaway. And the reason why I say that is because you'll get more people in on the giveaway, but you'll get more qualified people doing a digital lead magnet. Now, we've done the giveaways, and we always start with the giveaway because it gives us a list really quick and very affordable. We'll get leads for anywhere from 10 cents up to 30 cents, right? But if you're doing a lead magnet, you might spend $1.50 to $3 to $5 per email. Okay. And when you're at that point, that's where you got to figure out how are you going to make that money back quicker so you can spend more. Right. But again, that's for a whole nother conversation, and I would not go there yet, but I'm just letting you know, these are the things that we can do moving forward. Yesterday, we talked about those digital assets. That's why we probably want to start thinking about that. Can we create a digital asset? Can we create a little mini digital funnel that will in turn bring back a little bit of cash so we can spend money and build our audience quicker, or our traffic quicker? So that's what I got for you guys today. Number one, email list. All right. If you have one, use it. Always be sending emails to your list. And another side note here on your email list, and I've talked about this before, always send that email 24 hours later, send to your unopens. All right. Send to your unopens. Big tip there. You'll increase your open rates by probably 8 to 10%. Happens to me all the time. Okay. Number two, Facebook page or group, post it there. 3, create a Pinterest pin and put it on your blog post. Make that part of your blog post creation process in your optimization. And then from there, start the Pinterest thing and start adding additional pins that support that post on multiple boards. And then 4, guest blogging. And then 5, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever social media platforms that you have, use those. But I would not focus my energy on building up Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter just because I want to have a following. I want to have more control over that following, and that's an email list. I would start with that first. So guys, any quick questions here before we wrap up? All right, let's see here. All right. Okay. Oh, Winston says, I have 11 episodes so far. Congratulations. That's awesome. Great job. Rebecca says, have created 12 posts so far. Okay, cool. Let me ask you this, Rebecca. What have you done to promote them right now? Just curious. Should we post a video with all our content? What do you mean by that, Derek? Should you post a video with all our content? You mean like having it all in one video? I'm not sure I follow. Jennifer, I've narrowed down my first 10 posts and I'm working hard on getting them written. In the beginning, should I promote each post as they are published, or is it better to put my blinders on and get those 10 published, then start promoting them? Well, I would say, Jennifer, however you can promote them right now, the easiest, promote them. And what I mean by that is just, if you have a Facebook fan page, post them there, right? If you have a Pinterest account, create the pins, put them up, direct over to that blog post. I would probably say, yes, I want you to keep the blinders on and keep creating, but I also don't want you to wait till you get 10 done before you post. I want you to post, right? So post that piece of content, then do whatever you can that's not going to take you that long to promote it, and then move on to the next one, right? And that simple thing is, if you don't have an email list, then the simple thing would be create a pin for it, post it on your Pinterest account, right? And then add a few extra pins that drive back to that, and then move on. Like, that would be the most basic form. Let's see. Derek, should we create a group in Facebook and put tags with keywords in Facebook group that we create as also to Facebook page, or YouTube videos with the same tags on video, and do this with Pinterest too? No, I don't think that I would go to that extreme. People are not on Facebook for the most part. They're not searching for groups. They're going to get, your group is going to be discovered because of your title of your group and the content of your group, not necessarily because of your tags. Tags are more for a searchable within that platform. And I don't think people are searching on Facebook for, I don't think it's worth the time and the energy there. And as far as a group goes, a group is going to be outside of a page. Start with the page. I know some people say, don't do a Facebook fan page. You need a page to run ads. If you ever want to run ads, which I would think that you will, you're going to need that page. Start the page. If you want to add a group to add more community element to it, then fine. But always start with that page. Let's see. Protein Hacks. What's up? I make a video, then create a teaser video for it. I share the teaser the day before I release the full video on my medias. Then I transcribe my YouTube video into my blog and link everything. That sounds great. And I think what you're saying too is even the teaser video would be more on Facebook to drive people over to YouTube. And I think that's good. I think that's a good strategy. Derek, so it should be one brand created in Facebook with same brand as our website and or products and services offered. Yeah, I keep it all congruent. You want it all to be related to each other. So yeah, anything that you create over here, you want the link over here. So you have this circle, right? Or this ecosystem of all of your content that's kind of pointing, but the hub is your website, right? The hub is your website. Everything else are just signals and channels to get people come back over to your website. Your email list is part of that process, because once they land on your website, you should have an email capture form there of some kind to get something more, not a newsletter. If you're just putting something up there that says sign up to my newsletter, it's just not it's just not that much of a draw for me to opt in. I want to know that I'm going to get the 5 tips to catch more bass, right? Let's see. Justin, you've just dropped some gems, pure gold advice. Good. Let's use it. And let's take a sip of coffee, Justin. You forgot. All right, cool. Let's see. Been using Pinterest as well for a couple of weeks, and it's been very helpful. Awesome. That will be helpful in your market. I think really, really will lend itself well to that. And again, you're just dropping more seeds that lead back to the bigger, the bigger place that you're trying to drive people to. Yeah, Winston. Good tips there. You've gotten some results from LinkedIn. Yeah, and depending on the market, you can. But again, should you focus on that or Instagram? I don't know. I don't know your market, but wherever the market's hanging out and wherever you feel like you can show up, that's where you go. Consistency, guys. It's all about consistency. We need to make sure if we pay for ads on Facebook to get our return on our investment. Yes, but sometimes it can take a while, right? So like I was saying, like I'm running some ads right now just to get people to consume content that will allow me to get a warm audience that I will retarget later for other things that I have to offer. In this case, Brand Creators Academy. So like if you're watching this right now and you've watched here we've been on for over 20 minutes, I think, right? 28 minutes. If you're listening and watching this right now to this point, it's a pretty good chance you want to build a brand. There's a pretty good chance you might be interested in Brand Creators Academy. Well, I can take this data and I can basically say, okay, anybody that has watched 25% more of that live, well, I can retarget those people with something useful about brand building, right? So that's how it works. So I'm not necessarily making money on that right now until I put a conversion ad in front of you, but that's how it would work. Now, something like if you were doing something like this, right? Well, this is a paid lead magnet that on the back end, there will be some additional things that you can purchase that could bring the cart value from $4.99 to, to $35, $40, right? And then that way there, it offsets the cost. So you always need that in place for Facebook ads. You need to figure out how are you going to bring money back in the door. You can't just spend to spend, right? You got to spend and know that there's an ROI on the other side. It might take 30 days. It might take 60 days. It might take 90 days, right? But you need to know that, that you have the opportunity to be able to do that. Let's see. How much should we spend a day on Facebook ads? You start small. Start with $5, $10 a day, right? And you got to figure out the targeting. You got to figure out what's resonating with your audience. But I wouldn't go there until you have, some type of lead magnet that could turn into, some form of payment. I wouldn't do it just to build an audience unless we're building an email list through a giveaway. We've done that. We actually built a list of about 9,000 email subscribers in a month. We spent, with the giveaway prize, we spent right around $1,500. But now I have that list, and that list I email every single week with a piece of content that we created. So have I made money with that list yet? Not really. Will that list eventually bring in money? Yes. Even if just those people show up on the blog, I will make money because I'll be getting paid per impression. But again, it's the long play. I'm not actually getting paid from that email list yet. Is Facebook ads similar to Google pay-per-click? It's different. Google is going to be more search intent. Facebook is going to be more interest based, and also it's more of an interruptive, marketing where people aren't searching, you're showing up in their feed. So it is a different. It's a whole nother animal. Should we reinvest money we are back in ad spend on Facebook if it's working? Yes, that's the goal. Is if it's bringing money back, then reinvest it back in and try to scale that. Sometimes you'll get it working in the beginning with a lower ad spend. The minute you start dialing that up, it starts to break down. That's where you got to refine it again. It's a whole nother animal, a whole nother animal. Is it easy technically to connect Pinterest pin and hover over and clickable to blog on website? Yes. And Salama, I believe that you're in our Pinterest traffic workshop. There's a video in there walking through that process. There's plugins that you can add very easily too if you're using WordPress. How do you share a link of a blog on Facebook? Plugin needed? No, if you go up to the timestamp of that post, you click on it, it'll open up that post in another window, and it will give you the URL in the very top. You can just go ahead and copy that link and then paste it in. If you're on your page, you can go to share, and on that share, you should be able to copy a link there as well. Excellent stuff, Terry says. New to online world, need to optimize YouTube channel. Yeah, well, first thing I would say is, Terry, do you have your website, and are you taking your content that's on your YouTube channel and are you bringing that over to your website to then create written information around it? Because that would be something that I would definitely be doing if you are currently not. The other thing is, if you're not building your email list, I would do that, because every time you have a video go live, you can then get a whole bunch of visitors to go there. And I say a whole bunch, it could be 100. That's going to spike the algorithm a little bit, because YouTube does want, they want traffic there within the first 24 to 36 hours. So that would be one thing to do. So the email list would really help you as well. Rebecca, like Jennifer said, I too had my blinders on and was concentrating on creating content as I felt it was too little creating pins right now with the Pinterest training. Good. Yes. Like, if there's one thing to spend a little bit of time on, it's taking that post and then amplifying it by putting pins out there on Pinterest, right? And then creating boards that also could lead people to those pins to then come over to your website. Yeah. So love it. Yeah. Pinterest as well. I've shot educational videos. What is the best way to promote them? Well, again, something like that, if you are just on YouTube, one thing to do is go to Facebook and take some of those videos and chop them up and then just run some engagement ads just to basically get people to watch or consume. And then from there, you can do what Protein Hacks said, which is just create some shorter videos that link or that tease out the content. In a sense, they deliver value, but it gets people interested, and then they could click over to YouTube or to your email list to watch a series or something like that. Should we add a description in Facebook pages or groups? Yes, you should. Right? Exactly like you would an About Us page. Let them know exactly what you're talking about. I'm getting almost 20,000 impressions after the training by building boards. I think I have about 20 of my own pins, but most are the teasers and links to my YouTube videos. Love the Pinterest training. That's awesome. That's another little mini success story here that I love hearing. We had one yesterday from Mel as well. So what I would love to hear more on that from you is also, what are your link clicks looking like right now? I love impressions, but I love link clicks. So I would love to know more on that. And also, yeah, if you could send me an email, scott@brandcreators.com, and give us a little bit of that information. Let us know. And you may have already sent me something. I'm not sure if it was you or someone else, but I received a few emails already from people saying, they went from like 600 impressions to like 20, 30,000, and some link clicks already within like 2 weeks. So that's pretty awesome to hear. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Salma. Need those reminders. Why did you price your book at $4.99? I don't know. It felt right. I think honestly, I think I'm undercharging for it, but I'm okay with that right now. Who knows? In the future, I might make it $9.99. I do believe that everything that's in here, if someone was to take this and apply it, they would build themselves a business and a brand and would pay way more than what they, or make them way more than they spent. I look at this like this would be a college course. And if it was, how much would you pay for that? But for me, it's a low entry point for someone to get started. So I'm willing to give away my education and my training for less on this part, with the hopes that people will actually do something with it. And if they do, then I know that they'll become more of a raving fan and more of someone that might be interested in joining us in the future. So it's not always about making the money on the front end. Yes, it would be great if I could have people purchase this, the audio book, and our masterclass. We have a market selection masterclass on the back end of this that you don't see unless you go through this. But no real reason other than it's under $5, and who can't afford $5 if they really want to build their business? And it's not just a thin little book too. There's 107 pages in here going through it, which, by the way, if you're watching this, I should probably put that up. I'd be a bad marketer if I didn't. Brandcreatorsbook.com will take you to that page. And if you want to go through that, you can. Even if you just want to go through the funnel, you can check that out. So $4.99 at the time of this recording. Who knows? We might test price. We might go to $7.99. We might go to $9.99. I believe you can sell this for $25, $30 or more. But I'm not going to do that. It's most likely always going to be under $10. So let's see here. What do we got? Okay. Would your Facebook ad strategy be different if you were starting and needed to monetize as soon as possible? Okay, if I was going to say, you know what, I'm going to try to just monetize, build a list, try to monetize as quick as possible, the quickest way of doing that is going to be doing something like this. It's going to require more work up front, but the potential to earn money quicker is going to be that road. The problem with that is when you're doing ads, you need to make sure that you're able to get it to work after you spend a certain amount of money. Because once you turn off the traffic, you turn it off, it goes away. So if you are doing something like this, you want to have an email list being built as well, because that way there, if you turn off the traffic, guess what? We still have the email list. If I want to do a promotion on a digital course, or if I want to do something on a physical product, I have that list to let them know now, right? So I'm always building the list or a custom audience in Facebook. But yeah, the easiest way, it still work, is you'd have to come up with a lead magnet of some kind. In this case, I wouldn't even start with, you're going to drive people to buy this. I would do it where you're going to have them download a cheat sheet or a checklist or something like that. Again, my good friend Cassidy from Succulents and Sunshine, she created a lead magnet, which was just basically a cheat sheet to prevent your succulents from dying. Right. And so now she gets people to opt in on the next page, the thank you page. She says, we just sent you the checklist, but while I got you, here is our succulents, care cards or something like that. And there's 100 of them. They're normally $20. She offers them for $10. And then on the bump of that, it's 4 of her ebooks to grow succulents successfully. And that's $25, right? So you can see free offer to a paid offer, and then a little bit on the back end. And then you can follow up through email if they hadn't already purchased. So that's like a simple funnel on how you could totally do that. And that could be a training all in itself. I literally am thinking about maybe even teaching that. We're going to definitely teach that inside of Brand Creators Academy, by the way. There's actually something that Chris Schaefer and I are working on right now as a little test from some assets that I've had in the past, not in this world, by the way. It's in a whole nother market. And we're probably going to share what we're doing. We're going to test it. We're going to see if we can get it to work. But it's going to start with a free lead magnet to a paid lead or a paid offer, about $10. And then from there, a $27 offer. So we're going to probably teach that inside of Brand Creators Academy, but that's the basics of it, just so you know. Yeah, no problem, Winston. Troy, cheap book is to help people more than get rich. Yes. And you can make a lot of money on the back end while you're still helping people. And what I want people to understand is making a lot of money doesn't mean that you're trying to do it to become rich. To me, the more that I can generate, the more impact I can make. That's my mindset, right? The more I can spend on ads to get the message out there, well, then that just means that I can reach more people with my message and with my teachings and with my methodologies, right? So don't think about making money necessarily as like it's a dirty thing. It doesn't have to be. It depends on how you're doing it. If I'm doing it because I want to buy like, a yacht or something like that, yeah, that might be a little dirty, right? I mean, maybe not. I don't know. For me, it would be. I don't, I'm not doing that, right? I'm always trying to provide stability for my family and do the things I want to do. But in the same breath, I want to help people. So if you're really helping your market, you shouldn't feel bad about that. And you need to make money so you can promote it, so you can build it, so you can have more assets being created for your market. Let's see. Mike. Okay, Mike, I got to try to remember that. I remember Rebecca now. I got another one that's Chris. She hasn't been on in a while. That was like farm something. So Protein Hacks is Mike. Okay. I think I emailed you. Sorry, my name is YouTube channel. Yeah, no problem, Mike. All right. Yeah. And I think I got that. And yes, I think that's awesome. And yeah, I would love to be able to share your results. Again, guys, here we are, right? Like you guys are watching this kind of unfold and how to do it. So if all you do is show up to this and I kind of share with you like what I'm doing, it's probably going to be useful to you. So like Mike is going through our Pinterest traffic workshop. He's getting results. What do I want to do now? I want to take his results and I want to share them with other people. So I could do a whole nother topic on Mike's results and how he did it, not my results, his results. And then naturally you're going to be like, well, I haven't taken that training. I want to take that training, right? You see how that works? So we want to get results for people, even if they're not like my results, they're his results, but they're results, right? So it proves that it works. So anytime we can do that, it's just a bonus. Ty Linda in the house. I love the book. Yeah, Ty Linda is mastering the book, by the way, and she has a great business. And actually, Ty Linda is going to be coming on the podcast, so we got to set that up. And I think I already sent you over my calendar, but if I haven't, we're going to get that set up. Maybe you already did set that up. I don't know. I can't keep track of the days. I got another call coming up here in about 15 minutes. So I got to jump, but Ty Linda is going to be coming on. She's a great member of our BCA tribe, and she's just crushing it right now. And she's also doing a great job because she's hiring people in her family and friends, and she's helping them with employment, but also has a great product, and also is doing a great job on Pinterest, doing a great job on blog content, just doing a great job following the playbook, right? So I'm going to have her come on the podcast and share her experience since she's been a member. And again, what am I doing? I'm having her come on. She's going to share her story. I'm not making up her story, right? You're going to listen to it. And then you may want to join Brand Creators Academy so you can be with people like Ty Linda, right? So that's kind of what that's what we talk about here, right? Like, it's like, how do you help more people by sharing what other people are getting results from, right? It just works a lot easier. Is it easier to promote physical products or digital products on Facebook? Depends. I'm going to pull a Chris Schaefer there. It depends. If it's the right physical product, it could work really good. But I do think if you're having a physical, digital product or a physical product, either way, it's going to be much easier if you have a lead magnet in front of that. So if you're selling your bass fishing lures, you probably want to have like 5 tips or 5 types of fishing lures to catch more bass. They download that. The thank you page would be like, hey, get our incredible fishing lures for 50% off. And then you might have a timer that says available for the next 15 minutes. And so you add a little scarcity there, but you give them a one-time offer that can turn into a sale. See? And we got their email address. They didn't buy it. We can follow up with them. We can also retarget them because now they're part of our targeted audience. All that cool stuff. Would you spend $5 a day on Facebook ad? Yeah, I could totally start there. We could totally start there. What are you using to create funnels? Gumroad, Kajabi, ClickFunnels. I've used a lot of them. Right now we are using Kajabi for that. But we are also playing right now with just using our own WordPress and using like WooCommerce with a plugin. Which again, I'll have more on that later. We're testing something right now, literally as we speak. But we're trying to also make it super simple so you don't need to have a whole bunch of complicated things. Gumroad is a great delivery platform for delivering your digital assets, but there's so many out there. But right now, what I would be more focusing on is really what is that mini little digital funnel look like, and then map that out. And maybe we'll do a session that we can map some stuff out here, if that would be useful. Again, guys, what do you guys want me to go into in a future coffee talk? I need to know, guys. I need to know what are those topics going to be so I can show up here and be prepared. All right. Now, coming up tomorrow, we're going to do another Friday jam session. So if you want to ask questions, tomorrow is going to be the time as well to do that. Tomorrow, though, I've got a topic here that I want to drill into, and it goes really kind of hand in hand with what we're talking about here today, in a sense. Product launch. And that could be a digital, that could be a physical. Okay. So I want to open it up for questions about product launches. All right. Because I know that you guys have been asking me random questions about that. I want to know your questions. So if you do have questions on that, you can drop them in this comment thread here, or you can wait to do it tomorrow. But tomorrow's Friday jam session is going to be the topic we're going to start with. We're going to start with that topic. We can go in other areas, but I'm going to start with product launches. All right. So, and that could be physical. It could be digital. It could be, a inexpensive book funnel. It could be, $100 physical product. We can talk all about that tomorrow. So that'll be our jam session. So make sure that you attend that and bring any question. We'll answer those tomorrow as well. Do linking to other people's groups by joining related groups work? I don't know. Again, I don't really get into that type of stuff all that much, Derek, just because I don't know. I find more, I guess, value or performance in just building my email list, building out content, and then sharing it right on my own platforms or on other people's that it makes sense. Please do a coffee talk on building easy funnels using WordPress, Gumroad, Kajabi, ClickFunnels. Well, that is definitely something we're going to be doing a full training on inside of Brand Creators Academy. That I will say. So again, this will be my little plug here, that when we do open on July 6th for 5 days, that would be your opportunity to join us. And that is what we're going to be doing a full workshop on that. And then that workshop could turn into an independent one outside of Brand Creators Academy. Just not sure yet. And the other one that we're thinking about doing is email list building, but also like email writing and sequences and promotions and all of that stuff. So we had a call yesterday, and a lot of our members want that one in particular. Do a topic on Facebook ads, please. Yeah, that one there, I might have to invite my good buddy Chris Schaefer on, and maybe we can peel back the curtain a little bit. Let's talk about book funnels. Yeah, and we can do that tomorrow. All right. So guys, I'm going to jump. I got to get on a call here. I got a little 20-minute speed coaching call coming up. And that actually was one of our fast action takers bonus when we opened up the Pinterest traffic workshop. I gave a little incentive for the first 10 people to that when they joined, we would do a 20-minute coaching call, just me and them. And today I think I've got 3 of those scheduled for today, back to back. And then I also have an interview with Octavio, who's one of our brand creators members. And then we're going to talk about his brand. He's going to be open and transparent and all that stuff. And that's going to be aired on the podcast here in a couple of weeks. So a lot of cool stuff happening. Super excited to share it with you guys. But in the meantime, do me a favor, drop in the comments what kind of topic you want to talk about. Make sure that you share this with someone that you think that would get value from this. And then also, if you are thinking to yourself, I need help on something specific, and we didn't talk about it here today, make sure that you go through our past coffee talks. There's what are we at now? We over 70. What are we at? Today's 79. Tomorrow is going to be, tomorrow's going to be 80. So we're cranking here, right? So a lot of great content, but I do not want you to go through everything because it'll become overwhelming. I want you to go through, and I'll put it up here on the screen in YouTube. We'll drop it in the description down below. Make sure that you go through that, pick one coffee talk and dive in, and then take something from that and take action on it, okay? Some of you are thinking you got to do this, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. If you have not yet really thought through your content creation process, you need to do that, because that will also lead to what type of digital product or digital book or any of that stuff. That's where that will then start to come into play. But we got to figure out what the market wants, what it needs. And then from there, you can start to create that. And then that content that you're creating can also be compiled into a digital asset or a digital paid product. So guys, that's it. That is going to wrap up this little coffee talk. Man, I'm fired up today. Hopefully you guys are too. Get out there, make it happen. Take care, take action. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Get out there and rock your brand. See you guys.